not only saw some serious heat in much of Maine this weekend, again away from the coast, but some pretty wild weather too. Really big hailstorms.
Yeah, I felt kind of disconnected. I was in a spot where I didn't have cell phone service, and people were telling me about the severe storms, which we knew was a possibility, but we really got everything. And I was telling you about a journey I took yesterday from central New Hampshire to southern coastal Maine that went from 92 to 64. In the drive, and it was sequential as I was driving. It was
doesn't take long.
No, I was like, oh, we're getting close to the water, and that was kind of how the weekend played out. It was very summery overall, with those thunderstorms, especially. Now we're in a much quieter pattern for a couple of days. That typically is the case. You build those ridges up in the warm sector, you get heat and humidity, it builds, the front comes through with thunderstorms, and then things settle, and that's where we are. We're on the backside of that with a lot of sunshine here today. I think the rest of today looks good. Temperature is cooler. You know, the air mass is significantly cooler than it was yesterday. 64 in Portland, 64 in Augusta, and 62 in Bangor. Although, we've talked about this a lot, this is how much the wind direction matters, right? I mean, I think Portland's high on Saturday over that big ridge was 65. So it's 64 today because the wind is in the right direction, even though the ridge is nowhere to be found. So for a lot of spots, look at Berlin, New Hampshire, they're 25 degrees cooler right now than they were this time yesterday. And a lot of central New Hampshire is in the same boat. Meanwhile, a place like Rockland and Bar Harbor is actually doing better after the front once the front moves out, as opposed to in the middle of that warm sector. So again, that's a whole weather lesson that we don't have a ton of time for, but sometimes it's just all about that wind coming out of the west. So the rest of today looks good. Tonight will be partly cloudy, temperatures in the 50s, couple of 40s here across northern Maine and the mountains. I think for all intents and purposes, tomorrow is a very similar day to today. We'll see a good deal of sunshine, maybe a few more high thin clouds when compared to today, but still, it's nice. We get to around 60 to 65 by tomorrow afternoon, which again is below average for this time of the year, but I think with the sun, it's not really going to matter too much. And then it's clear again tomorrow night to partly cloudy, and then we get one more nice day, and I think on Wednesday, maybe a few more clouds around there, but again, 60 to 65, maybe as high as 68 away from the coastline by Wednesday afternoon. But there's just nothing going on because this high pressure system is dominating. Even on its way out, it's still giving us nice weather, and our next chance of rain probably comes in on Friday. So there's that high. It's kind of in a neutral position right now, so it doesn't give us anomalously cold or anomalously warm air, and it'll just slide out of the way here down to the south and east as our next system tries to approach, which won't come in until Friday, but this warm front will come through on Thursday, so I think we'll have one muggy day. That's Thursday when we're in the warm sector. It's probably a little bit cloudy, so it's not going to be, a beautiful day, but it gets a little sticky, a little warmer on Thursday. And then I do think we end the week with some showers, if not rain, on Friday. You can see it right here. Should be able to get a lot of it out of here on Saturday and then certainly into Sunday. So I think overall, Memorial Day weekend's looking pretty good. The bar, admittedly, for me for Memorial Day is quite low. I mean, last year, as we talked about, was in the 40s and raining. So I can tell you right now, it's going to be better than that. So that's something. It's maybe telling, Pat, that we divvy up what holidays you work within a department, and I always volunteer for Memorial Day because doesn't usually line up too great with nice weather, but I think this weekend actually looks okay.
All right, we'll see how it plays out. Yeah. Thanks, Keith.